So I'm gonna take your question, I'm gonna twist it a little bit so it's not like so Area 51. You know what I'm saying? I'll make it more relatable in the context of like dating here. So a lot of guys feel like society is trying to hold them down in one way or another, right? They feel like there's a glass ceiling to their success. No matter how hard they try, no matter if they do all the right things, they just can't fucking break through. You know what I mean? I felt like that in school because I was very academically stupid. I'm really stupid. I'm really, really dumb. Like, you give me a book and tell me like to do homework, I cannot sit down and do homework at all. And it's crazy because I have like an IQ of, last test I did was around 135. So apparently I'm gifted, but I'm really stupid in some ways, right? Struggled in school, struggled with crazy with that kind of stuff. And then eventually got into this like self-development girl stuff and struggled there as well. Got into business, struggled there as well. Dude, I had, this is my RSD, my brand in RSD, it's a 6-figure business, but I've had 2 or 3 businesses before that. My first business was, I remember I made a business plan and went to like the banks to try to get money, and I was like an 18-year-old kid, and they're like, no way, kid, that's not happening. I wanted to open some food thing. Then I was in entertainment, I did music production, and then I had a media production company, and then I had a record label, then I had something else. And so, you know, I failed many, many, many times before I had like a success in it. So, and I don't think there's people actually trying to hold you down, right? I don't think like the Illuminati is trying to hold you down. I don't think that it's that level of conspiracy, but I think that from my experience, the guys that I've seen that have been successful, they struggle very, very hard for what they have. They struggle extremely hard. Like me, like before I came here, if you guys watch my Snapchat, I was recording videos, dude, at 4 o'clock in the morning. Then I got on a plane like later on that morning. You know, I was up, I didn't sleep. This guy came to my house, James, my assistant, came to my place at 7 o'clock in the morning, grabbed a bag and got on a plane. You know what I'm saying? Like we just hustle more. I can imagine, sometimes I watch Brandon's Snapchat, he's going to bed at like 2 o'clock in the morning and or like some craziness, right? Like we're just kind of willing to do the things that other people aren't willing to do. I think Brandon also in his speech just a second ago, he said, with every level, there's a new demon. Devil. Wow. I like that. With every level, there's a new devil, right? So like the problem is, if you're ever stuck at a certain level in life, it's really due to a few things. I think first of all, you're just down, man. You've given it all you got, you put your pedal to the metal. You know, you've given it all the gas you got. You have nothing left. That's one level. On the other level, you just don't know how to solve the challenges at that level. Like success is kind of like a stepping stone, where every step you go up is a new challenge, and the level of success you have is directly limited to the size of the challenge you can solve. Let me hear you guys say that. The level of success that you have is limited to the size of the challenge that you can solve.
It's limited to the size of the challenge that you can solve.
Yeah, like seriously, that's all it is. Get a tattoo of that shit. You know what I mean? Get it, etch it, have your mama write it in your underwear, whatever it takes, because that's what it really is, man. That's what it really is, you know? And the guys that can solve those challenges get to the next level, and they get rewarded for it. Look at Elon Musk. You know, the electric car thing was like what do you call it? A crap shot. You know what I mean? Everybody was like dogging it for many years. Many companies tried it, they failed, and then for some reason, he got the right time at that bubble and made a success. Bitcoin, currency, you know, cryptocurrencies. So many things are out there that people are just starting to do, and they just did it well. So they beat that success barrier. I think we have internal success barriers, and we also have external success barriers. Now, when it comes to pickup and self-development, it might be that girls don't like guys that look like you. They don't like you guys look like you. They don't like guys that talk like you. They don't like guys from your part of town. Whatever it is, they just don't like it. And you have to overcome that barrier, okay? It's a real barrier, it exists, but you can't overcome it. And if you can overcome it, you're directly like rewarded to the size of the problem that you can solve. You want to talk about maybe some of the challenges that you had or some of the problems that you overcame and you thought there were success barriers for yourself? Or
Oh yeah, I mean, just from like, you know, our business, we're basically internet marketers, right? You know, and it's easy to get, you know, beginner knowledge at that level. Like it's easy to get knowledge to get you to where I am, but to get from intermediate to advanced, there's like no way there's not a lot of ways to get that information. And for me, it's not like anyone's actively, it doesn't feel like anyone's actively holding me down. It's just, I have to keep figuring it out, right? Like figuring it out. So our boy, Big Mike, who lives, he's a friend of RSD. He has a $60 million company. He sells marijuana fertilizer. Yeah. And he told me, man, he spends $100,000 a year on education, just educating himself. And this year I spent 50 grand already on like, masterminds, if you count the flights and shit, right? Masterminds, coaches, and things of that nature. Like I spent 50 grand this year, but we've made like a way more money because of it, because I've got more information and I can, like he said, solve the problems that we have to get to these next levels. It doesn't feel like there's any outside forces holding me back, man. It just feels like I have to get better to do better. That's what it feels like to me.
You said a lot of dope things there.
I did. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
You said a lot of dope things. Like, first thing you said is the education, right? Like, he spent 50 grand. Big Mike spent 100 grand. When I started my business, like everybody, like, hey, if I ask you guys, who here wants to be an RSD instructor? Cool, like 7 to 8 hands go up, right? Thinking, I'm gonna travel, I'm gonna meet lots of women, I'm gonna get lots of cultural experience, I'm gonna get to be like a leader of men and help people and et cetera, whatever your reasons are. Then if I said, who wants to invest 20 to 30 grand to get started? 90% of the hands go down, right? Because you're like, then you're liable for 20 to 30 grand, right? All this equipment isn't free. This equipment costs something, right? So a lot of people aren't willing to invest in themselves even to get to that next level. Brandon, I see Brandon, dude, this guy reads tons of books. He's like a bookshelf of like knowledge and books at his house, right? You look at me, dude, I got I actually uninstalled Audible because I need some space on my phone. But when I don't, I got like 20, 30 books on Audible I'm reading a year. Double speed too. I read books double speed. I'm trying to get the triple speed like my buddy Michael Sartain.
I do triple.
You do triple?
Yeah, after I heard Mike.
Yeah.
I was like, he ain't outdoing me.
Right? 20, 30 grand. That's crazy, right? You guys hear that, you're like, what the fuck? Triple? If they have quadruple speed, I'm gonna do that shit and I'll figure it out. Like I'll sit in a dark room and just like, it'll be like the Matrix. I'm just downloading information into my brain. And we'll read the same books over and over and over because we're always looking for the answers. I think a lot of people, there's this challenge, this balance between having an ego of success and actually being willing to look for the answers. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay, let me break it down a little bit. Looking for the answers means you're actually putting yourself in environments where you can be wrong. You're willing to be wrong. Like you're willing to like say there's a better way that I can do shit. Like, what do you think Brandon's advantage is, or the advantages to Brandon to coming at RSD events? What's muscle? No, he does that by himself. Look at me. He's not gonna get no muscle from me. Skinny African kid. What's the advantage for Brandon to come to an RSD event? Okay. Okay. So I heard exposure. Maybe. I mean, the video might get like 50,000, 100,000 views. Maybe, exposure. More leads. You got to think bigger picture. Okay, so the guys who will do well at business or do well in success think of the bigger picture. They think of the end game. Somebody over here said to learn, right? So what could Brandon learn from RSD? What? How to take creatine? What? Public speaking? Maybe.
How to fuck fat chickens.
Listen. Somebody said how to fuck bad bitches. If his heart's not in it, his dick's not in it. Here's the thing. What he can learn is how to do a tour, which he just did. He just did that, right? Round of applause. Yeah. So he can learn like how to do a tour, getting the venues, arranging venues, setting up contracts, best deals, locations, setting up flights, email lists to get people to the event. How do you get people to sign up? People are crazy about RSD because RSD guys actually show up. You realize like this room is reserved for 227 people. Most people can't get that from a YouTube crowd. That's really, really hard to get. Even people that have like 250,000 or 500,000 subscribers can't get that usually, right? So they learn a lot of stuff. You can learn a lot of stuff. So he put himself in a position to learn. That's the ultimate thing. So anybody that I know that was good at success always put themselves in a position to learn. That was the thing. They said, yo, I don't care how much it costs as long as I'm growing. I don't care how long it takes as long as I'm growing. One of my best buddies that I have is an old roommate of mine, a dude named Alex. He makes $1 million now for Facebook ads. And this, what's that? No, not actually, he was a partner of Alex Becker. So him and Alex Becker, you guys know Alex Becker, they started a company called, I think, SEO Wave or Source SEO. He was the founding partner of that company, okay? So now he's making like $1 million in Facebook ads. But he told me, like, yo, dude, if I wanted to learn something, if I had to start all over from scratch, I would go and I'd intern at a company. He would go and he'd intern for a year, half a year, unpaid. He put himself in the position to win. right? Because he dropped his ego for a second. It's me. I don't want anybody. I have to maintain this ego of feeling good about myself, feeling great. I can't feel like I suck for a minute. He dropped that, take the learner role, and then learn, and grow. So the people that have success have a completely different mentality than the people that are at the bottom. I don't want to say it like in a derogatory way, like fucking people at the bottom. Like, I don't mean it like that. I just mean there's a different levels of mentality from here. It's almost like a stripper. You ever try to talk to a stripper? Anybody ever date a stripper? Yeah? All right, fair enough. It's like the anonymous program for everybody getting together that dated strippers. So if you dated a stripper, okay, you're talking to this girl. Imagine you're talking to this girl like, hey, she wants to go to school. She wants to go to get an education. She wants to start a soap company or a yoga clothing line or whatever it is. She wants to start it, but she can't because she's stuck in that cycle of getting quick cash and spending it. Quick cash in, quick cash out. Quick cash in, quick cash out. And she's stuck in that cycle. She's stuck in that mentality. She can't get out. And she looks at other people and she's like, fuck these people who are making more money and keeping it. But when was the last time she read a book? Like, really? Does she have 30 audiobooks on her phone? Is she at a seminar? Is she paying extra for education during the day when she's off and not stripping? These are honest questions you gotta ask yourself. So never be jealous of what people have that are on top. Just look at what they're doing and the things that you are not. Okay, anything you want to add to that?
Man, I think we covered it, man. In that 30.
Next question.
Next question. My man, he's so excited.
16 years old, man.
All right.
I like business. I like sex.
All right. All right. I'm with
I
it.
like business. And I like gains. I like muscle. All that shit.
Nice. The trifecta, the holy trinity.
How do I balance all that shit, man?
How do you balance all that? You don't. His question is, how do you balance women, business, fitness? You know, like a lot of people ask me that, man.
Yeah.
I don't think you do. I think you have to prioritize. So you've picked which is most important to you now and focus on that and understand that the other stuff is going to suffer. Like right now, I'm prioritizing business, but so I know like my fitness suffers. I don't train as long as I would like. I don't get as much sleep as I even recommend to people, and I don't make as much progress as a result. But that's because I'm prioritizing business. I know my personal relationships are fucking awful because of business, man. Like I mean, some real shit. Like,
you can go deep with that.
this is the part. Like, that's the part they don't. When it comes to success in any endeavor, if you want to be like, if you're real serious about it, man, it's the sacrifice, man. That's the part that they don't tell you about. They glamorize all the other shit, but they don't tell you how difficult it is to really be successful at, like, to be above average at something, man. You have to give up a lot. Like, I don't, no this summer, no barbecues, no parties. Tomorrow I'm gonna take my first day off in like 2 months. Real talk, like, and they don't talk about how that affects, your life, your family. I know my family. My grandma died, man.
Rest in peace, bro.
And I didn't, thank you, man. And I didn't even, I was like, yeah, damn, I would go to the funeral, but I had to tour in
You're out of the city, basically.
the country.
Out of the country.
And it was like, fuck, what am I gonna do? Do I fucking spend all this money and go back? And then disappointed, I was like, fuck it. Like I figured, she didn't go through the civil rights movement and all this shit, and had to sit in the back of the bus for me not to accomplish my goals. So I said, fuck it. But I know a lot. I don't know if that was the right decision or not. But it's like shit like that. Like it's deep, man. Like, it's you don't prioritize it. Like you got to be kind of selfish in that regard. If it's that important, you'll see if it's important enough by the sacrifices people make for anything. Like it's not what you're willing to do, man. Because most people are willing to do it. It's like what you're willing to give up.
Right.
That's what separates. What I've seen, that's what separates the successful people from the people who just talk about it. Because most people are, especially guys, are willing to do it. Yeah, I'll fucking hustle, I'll grind. But they're not willing to, but it's like, what are you willing to give up? I think that's what separates people. But I don't know.
Yeah, man. Yo, that's for real. I'd like to add to that. I think, first free tour ever. Check this out. My first free tour ever, my dog died that day. Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah, it's not as bad as your grandma though, dude. But my dog died, and I was like, fuck. I was like, shit, man. Like, I was like devastated. I was like, okay, let me do this, and I gotta like still come in and perform. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys don't see what sacrifice looks like, because sacrifice is not that cool on Snapchat, on an Instagram story, but it's out there. You don't see like it's crazy amounts of sacrifice. Like, even talk about relationships, man. Imagine, like, are you willing to go on a tour? Are you, like, ask yourself this question right now. Are you willing, if I said to you, starting tomorrow, you're gonna start a business and it's gonna make 6 figures in the first year. That's your business, okay? 6 figures. I'm gonna ask you guys that right now, okay? The requirement, the trade-off is this. You are gonna miss your best friend's birthday. You also have to miss, he's like, no, I'm out already, right? Best friend's birthday, you gotta miss 1 funeral. You don't get to pick the family member. 1 funeral, 1 girl kind of just, that you kind of like has girlfriend potential, could drop off because, baby, you're hustling. Baby, I'm hustling. I want attention. Baby, I'm hustling. I'm doing this for us, baby. I'm doing this for us. What about now? I want attention now. Not in 5 months from now. In 5 months, we're gonna be in Jamaica. No, now, right? So like, if I put those things out there, you know, and even more stuff, maybe like, I don't know, maybe like some tax shit or whatever. If I put all that stuff out there, would you guys be willing to still do it?
I'm packing my shit too.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. Some guys, yeah, but you know, some's like, I don't know.
It's okay, and it's okay if you don't, man.
Yeah.
Like, everyone should, this whole shit, everyone should be an entrepreneur. I think it's bullshit, man, because it's I think like there's a lot of guys who like just live regular lives, have regular jobs, get to go home at night and, you know, party after work, who I think are like legit happier than me. You know what I'm saying? With less money, less everything, are happier.
I heard you say you care about happiness that much.
Nah, it's not a big deal to me. I don't think about that.
Happiness is overrated.
So what do you think?
Oh man, I think about victory, like exclusively.
Isn't that happiness though?
Nah, man, it's you. I mean, I see. I've been down this road with people before. You're doing it because you want to be happy, but I think emotions aren't like fucking real, right? It's like it's all in your head. You know what I'm saying? Like literally all in your head. So like you can be happy. I mean, I've seen homeless people fucking laugh. I've seen rich people cry, right? We're all gonna experience. Nothing's gonna make you happy, right? But I do think that they have more moments of joy. Where I'm going after like big moments, man. Let's put it like that. I'm going after like big fucking moments, like, you know, the equivalent of a Super Bowl, where they're like going for like little moments. They get more little moments each day, if that makes sense.